Right, I'm seeing a lot of property management companies advertising in my area. Can I contact them to build my buyers list? If so, what do I say to them? Yeah, certainly you can contact them. Say the same thing you would say to a landlord. Just modify it a little bit. Let them know that you ask them if they have any clients that are interested in buying more cash flowing properties, because you have a wholesale, deep discounted wholesale deals that you want to sell. And so, so ask them if they have any landlord clients that are interested, and you pay them a referral fee. All right, so on day 15, you mentioned that we need to collect a minimum of $1,000 check from the buyer when assigning a deal. Do I ask the buyer to make the check out to me or to the title company, or what? How does this work? What's the process? Normally, I like them to write out the check to me, and the only time when I let them write the check to the title company is if they are just not willing to write out the check to me for whatever reason, and I still want to do business with them. Then I'll let them write out to the title company. And if you are going to have them write out to the title company, make sure you put a clause in the special provision that says buyer agree to if buyer default on this, if buyer can't close by X date, and it's no fault of seller, buyer agree to release the earnest money to seller without the need to sign a release of earnest money, or without buyer signing a cancel of contract. Right? So you can use those terminology, and you can ask your title company which one they would prefer, because every title company is a little bit different. But that should work for most title companies if they want a more specific one. So that, because normally when a seller and a buyer gets into contract and there's earnest money, the title company will not release the earnest money until the seller and the buyer sign a release of earnest money, for both parties to sign and approve who that earnest money is going to go to. And so by having that clause in the contract ahead of time, that you don't have to go through that trouble. So make sure you check with your title company for that. Okay. Let's see here. What happened? All right. I want to know, do I have to give the earnest money deposit to have a legally binding deal on contract? Because I had another investor say if an investor doesn't put any money with the other investor, we are acting as a realtor, and it is an illegal transaction. That is false. You don't need money. What you need is consideration, and a promise to sell, a promise to buy is a consideration. And so you don't need actual money. Okay. And for the flex option is concerned, if you want to be able to enforce your flex option, where if they default on your flex option, you sue them for non-performance, for example, then you can give them $1 or $10, and that gives you the right to do that. But a flex option gives them a right to terminate the contract anytime they want, and so your plan is not to ever enforce that. Your plan is never to actually sue them in court or anything like that. And so that's the reason why you don't need to put up any option fee for the flex option to be valid. Okay? At least that's what my attorney tells me, so that's a disclaimer for you. All right. Most of my buyer leads have come from Craigslist, as have any wholesale offerings. It's tough selling a property that's already known in the marketplace. Should I put much effort into these, or am I spinning wheels? You have to understand that Craigslist is not the only place to find buyers. Okay, I was just talking to one of my students, John Susi, and he talks about a deal where the wholesaler was marketing it already, and but the wholesaler only used this website called SellPoint to advertise the deal, and so John advertised it on other websites, in other places as well, and he ended up got the property sold. They split $4,600, so each one of them got $2,300, and so I mean, I wouldn't be worrying about the fact that the buyers are already wholesaling it, marketing it on Craigslist, wherever. I would just follow the strategies. I can guarantee you that most wholesalers do not do all of the marketing that I've taught you guys in the challenge here. All right. Hello. When you get a price from the wholesaler for what he would sell you the property for, example, he is selling it for $109,000, but will sell to me for $99,000. Do I need to leave some room for the buyer to knock down the price, or do I tell them the actual price I would sell the property for? I would market the price for the same that of what the wholesaler is marketing it for. So if the wholesaler is marketing for 109, market for 109, and let your buyers negotiate it down. Okay. Okay. Here's another one. What do you say to buyers when they call about this property? If they decide to buy it, what do you do? There's a video, I believe it was day 17, that explains this, so make sure you watch that video. Okay. All right. Hey Tim, instead of having us to assign a flex option and or a non-disclosure, non-compete non-disclosure agreement, would it be easier to do a marketing fee? You can do a marketing fee, but marketing fees will get closer to acting as a real estate agent than a flex option is, because any attorney, if you ask them what about options, they would understand how that works. Any real estate attorney, anyways. Since so in the court of law, a flex option will stand up much better than a marketing fee agreement. And so yeah. Okay. You mentioned in one of your emails. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip that because it's about bulk REO, so I'm not gonna. It's not relevant to. Excuse me. All right, I have a buyer who wants at least $200 a month on his buy hold properties, but how do I calculate how much cash flow is on a property? Can you give me some example on how to determine this? Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, the way it works is you take whatever whatever the property can rent for. Let's say the property can rent for $1,000 a month. That means that, and he wants $200 a month cash flow. That would mean that his mortgage payment, his taxes, insurance, principal and interest, all of that has to be less than $800. So that way the difference between what he collects in rent and what he pays out in taxes and insurance and mortgage, gives him a $200 a month in cash flow. Okay. And so that's going to depend a lot on how much he's going to put down when he buys the properties, and how much is his interest rate and all of that. So without knowing how much he can put down, how he's planning to fund the deal, that's a little bit tricky to do. Okay. Let me see. I have one signed but he wants me to sign a non-circumvent agreement, which he is sending over shortly. What is it, and do I sign it? Oh yeah, that's fine. Non-circumvent agreement is just saying that you won't go behind his back and directly to the seller. Okay. All right. I got a document to. Let me see here. Got a document to sign to a wholesaler, but I'm wondering whether you do a digital signature or simply type in your name. How are others doing this? You know, what I do is I just use the software to use my mouse to sign my name, or you can save that as an image and use that as well. Okay, like if you use you know, Adobe Acrobat, it will have a pen that you can use to draw. But you can also type in your name and use handwriting fonts. That would work too. Okay. How are others? Let me see here. My wholesaler regarding the flex option signing asked me, I don't want to sign a contract every single property I have. Can your attorney write up a blanket agreement? Well, you can have an agreement to list all of his properties. You know, you can be the one that write all of their properties in, his properties in, not he doesn't have to do it, but you can, yeah, you can have one flex option for all the properties. Let me see here. A licensed realtor needs to be the one that shows the property. Are you licensed? I guess, okay, that's what he's asking you. How can I best answer this? I have an idea, but here. Yeah, you tell him, no, I'm not a licensed agent. And so, you know, so that's why I need you to sign a flex option to give me the rights to market the property for sale. Okay. Also, since I'm in Florida, would the flex option convert to an assignment or a far bar purchase agreement? Either way, depending on whether the wholesaler planning to assign it to you or planning to double close it with you. Okay. All right. Okay, I need help. I'm a little shaken from excitement and fear of failure. I have my very first deal ever. I'm working with another wholesaler in the works on the property I posted here earlier and got the deals submitted here for buyer section. The buyer responded and he wants it at $35,000. Me and the other wholesaler agreed to his offer, and now I don't know what to do. All right, well, make sure you watch the video on that. Okay, module number toward the end of module number 2, and also day number 17 as well. Okay, a wholesaler says he will split the profit 50-50. I noticed the first line of the option agreement says I will assign this option to him or her for a fee to end by we find. Is assigning an option as the same as assigning the regular purchase and sales agreement? No, well, it's very similar, but it's not the same. Okay. All right. I'm running out of time on this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this and continue answering questions on another video. Okay. And so so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the question and answer for day 25 here. And your homework for today is just to continue working on your deals. Okay, and if you have questions for me, submit it in the forum. Go to 1000dealsin30days.com. Top right corner, click on member access, and log in and log into the forum and ask all your questions in there, and I'll be answering all of your questions from there. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to helping you more tomorrow on the next video. Bye for now.